Hello ladies, gentlemen, and persons in between. My name is Tim Snowborn and it's tax time on this episode of Serious Issues. Yeah, I know I wore the Captain America shirt last time, but I have a good reason for wearing it this time, which I'll get to in a second. So, a couple of days from now is April 15th. That means it's tax time, right? Which is why we're here to talk about why conservatives love to bellyache and moan about paying taxes. I don't get this. Do you not understand why the government takes that money out of your paycheck? I'm wearing the Captain America t-shirt because I consider paying taxes part of my patriotic duty. Taxes are the dues that you pay to be a part of this society. You want to use the roads, you gotta pitch in. You want to call the police or the firefighters when you need them, you gotta pitch in. You want to send your kids to school, you gotta help pay for them. You want electricity and water, you gotta help pay for it. Now I hear some conservatives say, okay, it's not that we don't want to pay taxes at all, it's that we don't think our tax dollars should go to pay for certain things. Hold on a second. Because that's not how you sound when you complain about paying taxes. It really sounds like you don't think you should pay taxes at all. Some of you even go so far as to call it theft. Theft? Really? What a bunch of drama queens. Complaining about paying taxes strikes me as just childish. I'm sorry, Tim, is it childish to say that I should be able to keep all of the money that I earn? No, but it's childish to engage in angsty teenage melodrama because you don't understand why the government takes money out of your paycheck. Especially when you get at least some of that money back. Newsflash, guys, the government takes money out of your paycheck for a reason. That money pays for things. That money pays for, again, roads, the infrastructure in general, police, firefighters, libraries, schools, national parks, and a host of other shit you probably don't feel like you should have to pay for. What kind of person needs to be compelled to pitch in and pay for systems we all use? What do you call someone who wants to use stuff that's there for everybody but doesn't want to help pay for it? These things exist for everyone's benefit. The roads are there for everyone's benefit. The police are there for everyone's benefit. The schools are there for everyone's benefit. The libraries are there for everyone's benefit. Everything that taxes pay for exists to benefit everyone. Even if you don't benefit from a taxpayer-funded program directly, you do benefit from it indirectly. Most of us agree that we should all help pay for the roads because we see the broader benefits of paying for the roads. We agree that we should all help pay for schools because we see the broader benefits of paying for schools. We agree that we should pay for public utilities because we see the broader benefits of paying for public utilities. To most people, to most adults anyway, paying for those things is worth the investment. I swear if I could wave a magic wand, every person who complains about paying taxes wouldn't be allowed to use the things the taxes pay for anymore. You don't want to pay taxes? Fine. Don't drive on the roads, don't call 911, don't send your kids to school, don't use the library, don't go to a national park, don't use the public utilities. This isn't just about you paying for other people's stuff. This is about other people paying for your stuff too. This is about everyone paying for everyone. This is about everyone paying into systems we all benefit from. Now, I definitely hear the conservatives complaining about paying into welfare programs. Well, first of all, red states consume more welfare dollars than blue states, just FYI. But second, you want to know how you benefit from welfare programs even if you don't take from them directly? Well, A, I shouldn't have to tell you that it's the morally right thing to do to feed, clothe, and shelter people who can't do those things for themselves. Don't take it from me, take it from your own Lord and Savior. And B, a person who doesn't have food in their stomach, doesn't have clothes on their back, and doesn't have a roof over their head is more likely to turn to a life of crime to get those things. Feeding, clothing, and sheltering people reduces crime, which does affect you. A person who is fed, clothed, and sheltered is a person who is not going to rob you or someone you love to get those things. Yes, I know you're all thoroughly convinced that the only reason people use social welfare programs is because they're too lazy to work for themselves. I'll address that in later videos. Believe me, I have a lot to say about that bullshit. This is why liberals want universal health care and subsidized higher education and/or vocational training. We see the broader benefits of doing that. Liberals know that it's in any society's best interest to have healthy, educated workers. We know that universal health care is a system everyone benefits from. The people in countries that have universal health care are happy to pay into it because they know they all benefit from it individually and collectively. Now, some might argue that they're okay with paying taxes, they just think that we're taxed too much. I don't know if we're taxed too much or not enough. I think the problem is what we spend our tax dollars on. I think social welfare programs are worth the investment. I think corporate welfare probably isn't. Our ridiculously bloated military budget comes to mind. And the fact is, we wouldn't need social welfare programs if A, churches and charities would step up their game, and or B, if private businesses would pay their workers a living wage. The reason we have social welfare programs is because private companies don't pay their workers enough, and because churches and charities that conservatives say should be taking care of the poor don't do that. Oh, they do some charity work, but it's not enough to meet the demand for aid, a demand that wouldn't exist if, again, businesses would pay their workers better. So I don't want to hear any more bitching about paying taxes and how the big mean government is taking money out of your pocket. They're taking a relatively small amount of money out of your paycheck to pay for things that you use every day, things that we all benefit from, things that are worth the investment whether you understand it or not. Alright, I think that's all for my tax rant. Tell me what you think. Do you think the government is stealing from you? Do you think that we're taxed too much or not enough? Do you think the things that taxes pay for are worth the investment? I look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me for this conversation. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. It's great to have you here. I hope that you'll subscribe and join me for future conversations and check out my previous videos for more. If you're a current subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you tuning in again. I really appreciate your continued support. Thanks again for joining me, everyone. See you when I get back from London.